Du bist mein bester Freund!
In this video, I would like to talk about the differences between can and not. So when to use can? You can use can when there is an indefinite article. What is an indefinite article? For example, a car. For example, if I have the sentence that does ein Auto and now I want to negate this sentence, then it will be that does kein Auto. And one thing you have to be careful, okay? Sometimes it can be can, ke, or kang. So for kang, that's very easy. You only use kang, so when the word is a female word. I give another example. For example, if you have the sentence dat das eng dir, and now you want to transform that into a negative sentence, so you have to say dat das kang dir. Why kang dir? Because dir is female. So when to use kin, when to use ke? Well, actually it all depends on the N rule. And actually I've already made a video about that. If you have watched it, here's the video. For example, we have the word auto, it is dat das kein Auto. But if we have the word bus, it would be, for example, dat das ke bus. Why ke bus? Because bus starts with the letter B. And in Luxembourgish language, when something starts with the letter B, for example, it does not take an N. But again, this is only about the written language. In the spoken language, when you say, for example, dat das ke bus or dat das kein bus, it is not the end of the world, because also a lot of Luxembourgish native speakers make this mistake. But in the written language, it does matter. For example, if you're talking with your boss or something like that. But in private life, that's completely fine. I mean, if you write dat das ke bus or dat das kein bus in your private life, no problem, everyone is going to understand you. Next thing. So when there is a noun without an article, I give an example. For example, in Luxembourgish, if we want to say I have time, we can say schon Zeit. But if we want to say I don't have any time, in Luxembourgish it would be schon keine Zeit. And so what can we learn from that? We can learn from that in Luxembourgish language, when there is a word without an article, for example Zeit, and now we want to negate that, we also use kein or kang, depending on the gender of the word. For example, schon keine Zeit. Why kang? Because Zeit is female. Now about not. That is really easy. So you only use not when you want to negate, for example, a verb, an adjective, or an adverb. I give an example, okay? For example, if you want to say I don't learn, then you only say ich lehre nicht. Why ich lehre nicht? Because lehren is a verb. Another thing, for example, about adjective. If you want to say, for example, if you have the sentence hier as dumm, and now you want to negate this sentence, they will become hier as nicht dumm. And why is it hier as nicht dumm? Well, quite simple, because dumm is an adjective. So hier as nicht dumm, he is not stupid. And now about the adverb, for example, hier schwätzt Louis, and now I want to negate this sentence, they will become hier schwätzt nicht Louis. That's it. So for not, you only use it for verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. Well, also about the words. If there's a word with a definite article, what is a definite article? For example, the, then you also use not. For example, if you have the sentence dat das ein Auto von meinem Bruder, and now you want to negate that, then it will become dat das nicht den Auto von meinem Bruder. And why is it not den Auto von meinem Bruder? Because you have a definite article, which in this case den Auto. And also we're talking about possessive words. For example, this is my book, dat das mein Buch. But if you want to transform that into a negation, then it will become dat das nicht mein Buch. Why? Dat das nicht mein Buch? Because it is a possessive pronoun. So generally speaking, you only use not when there is an adjective, verb, adverb, and also if there's a definite article, for example, the, and also for possessive nouns. Okay?
Du bist mein bester Freund!